Hey, welcome back to the Storytelling Experiment. My name is Ilah. I am your host, and this is my space for becoming a storyteller, one experiment story at a time. Real life, rough takes, better stories ahead. Here we go. Today, I wanted to kind of jump into, I got thinking about my past relationships is not the right word, but my past crush situations, all the boys that I used to like when I was younger and all of that shenanigans. So I remembered my almost first kiss story. It's actually one that I've been wanting to share with you guys for a while, and I think I'm going to do it today, but I only have this much time because my baby is sleeping over here. So if I'm talking and I bug her, she will probably wake up. And my camera battery is pretty low. So we're going to try my best here today to knock it out. My almost first kiss story. I need to give a little bit of background because if I just go into the story, you're going to be like, why do you even care? Like, who even is this guy? Okay, so this guy I had met when I was 12 years old. It was at this Halloween party. He was my biggest crush. And because my name is Ilah, and there's IBC root beer, I always just used to I was big in nicknames. So I always used to claim it as IBC, Ilah's biggest crush. Dorky, whatever, that's just how I am. So my IBC at the time was this boy. I'm going to call him Dash because at the time that I met him, I had been dressed up in his sister's Incredibles outfit. It was Halloween time. Anyway, so we're going to call him Dash. I liked him for 3 years at this point that my almost first kiss happened. So if you're tracking, I was 12 when I met him. 3 years later would be 15. So I was 15 years old. My family had been living in Missouri. We'd been there for about 9 years and we were moving to Utah. This was like my last little hoorah situation with my friends. This boy Dash, he lived in Arkansas, and I don't know if he just happened to be up that weekend or if he came up because of me. I don't know. We'll say it's because of me. But one of my really good friends was his cousin. So they were all over at my house. We were doing like a game night, last little thing before youth conference, and then we were moving right after youth conference. Oh, I don't even know how to get into this. Why am I nervous? I don't know. My almost first kiss, this was monumental to me. I'd never even been, well, that's not true. I'd never really been on a date. We'll get into that story later too. Anyways, so Dash and his cousin, my really good friend, were there, and I had some other friends, and we played games and drank root beer and whatever, and it was a good time. It was around 9-10 o'clock at night. His cousin, my friend, needed to leave. Parents were starting to show up, so they all go. The cousin's waiting in the car, and him and I are getting our last little goodbye. So we're in the foyer of my house. My parents were so nice, and they had stayed upstairs most of the evening. I don't even know where my siblings were, so it was just me and Dash, and we were in the foyer, and he gives me a hug, and he tells me, oh, I'm gonna miss you so much, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna miss you too, this is really hard. I don't know, the hug just lasted a really long time, so long. We hugged, we talked, we hugged, we talked, it just was never ending. Okay, this moment, in reality, it was probably about 10 minutes. In my head and how I remember it, it lasted 30 minutes. I'm sure it did not, because I'm positive that my friend did not wait in her car for half an hour. I'm sure it was closer to 10 minutes, but 10 minutes is also a very long time, especially when you're 15 years old. In between every hug, it seems like he's trying to gear up to do something, and I'm oh, if this is my first kiss, I'm definitely gonna let it happen. We're just sharing oh, I'll make sure that we keep in touch. We'll still text. If I ever come to visit, make sure we see each other, all the things you say, because am I really gonna see this guy again? Probably not. Eventually we pull apart, and he's looking in my eyes, and I'm this is it. This is the moment. He's taller than me, I should give that too. He's six something, but he's tall, and I am 5'8", so he was looking at me, and he starts to lean down, and I'm oh my gosh, I'm gonna get kissed. bracing myself for it. I don't know if that's the right way to phrase this, but yeah, I'm bracing myself for it. And then at the top of the stairs, you should know this about my dad. He's a large 6 foot something man. When he walked in this house, this was like a little bit of an older house, you would hear like the stomping feet. Boom, 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 boom. Where we were standing, there are stairs that go up and then off to the side, kind of. So like up and whoop, up to the top, our second floor where all the bedrooms are. And my parents' bedroom was like, here's the stairs, you go up, they're around and then tucked away. So I can hear my dad like open the door and he starts boom, boom, boom down the hall. And I am just so sad because then I'm figuring, okay, he's not going to kiss me. So he kind of pauses and then I just hear my dad stop and pause. He's waiting at the top of the stairs. Like, we know that he's waiting at the top of the stairs. He leans in again. Okay, Dash leans in again. And I'm like, oh my gosh, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. And then my dad, boom, 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 down the stairs he comes. And so he pulls away. We do one little hug. Last, my dad scoots behind us, goes into the kitchen. I say, okay, bye, Dash. Like, I'll, see you when I see you. He leaves. So sad. Never see him again. But it was almost, I am pretty certain that had my dad not come out of the room when he did and come down the stairs, that I would have been kissed. It's okay. It's all right. It happens. It happens, right? It was a really good night. It was a really good moment. Even just thinking that I almost got kissed, like that kept me going for another year and a half until I actually did get kissed. Dash, we did keep in touch for a while, but I'm very much a boyfriend person and he was very much a girlfriend person. I don't know if that makes sense. He always had some girl and I always had some guy. Not necessarily in relationships, but pretty much just without the label. I didn't really get a boyfriend until like a year or so later, but there was always one person that I was more so hyper focused on, and he usually actually did have a girlfriend. So I left, he moved on, life goes on. Now he's married. I'm married. I have 2 kids. He has, I don't know, 2 kids probably. I don't like really keep tabs on him anymore. So I liked him from 12 to probably 16. It was probably like another year after I moved that I was like fully moved on from my first big crush. I guess not really my first big crush, one of the more impactful ones in my life. If you ever watch this video, Dash, not your name, again, my little pseudonym, let me know, were you gonna kiss me that night? That is my almost first kiss story. My last weekend in Joplin, Missouri before I moved to Utah. Game night with my friends, hanging out, having fun. Everyone leaves, just me and him in the foyer. Leaning down, almost there. And then Dad, boom, boom, boom. Ruining the moment. It's all right. It's all right. I didn't need it. My actual first kiss story, when you guys hear the story, you're going to die because it is horrible. It's so bad. Yeah, my first kiss sucked, but we'll get into that another time. Thank you for sticking around. I will catch you guys next time. If you enjoyed the story, you can follow, subscribe. I don't know what the phrase is on podcasts. Is it just follow? I don't know. For more real life moments told from my perspective, which is not always perfect, but hopefully overall enjoyable. And I'm becoming a storyteller, one experiment story at a time. Real life rough takes, better stories ahead. I will see you guys later. Bye.